House prices and rent soar, Ireland's biggest problem in the housing crisis. Remember, guys, how bad things were getting in Ireland? Do you remember, guys? I read the article a few months back that employers are paying first and last month's rent for employees that graduate from university because they can't afford their first and last month's in damage deposit. That's how bad it is in Dublin right now. The biggest problem facing the government in Ireland right now is the housing crisis. With house prices and rents soaring, too many people cannot find a place to live they could afford. I think people living in Ireland should go to the Midwest of Ireland. I don't know. That's just my kind of answer to it. My answer to everything is just leave. Figure it out. Move. That's my answer to everything. The simplistic answer put forward by many opposition politicians is that the government must ramp up building of social housing. That has to be a part of the state response to the crisis, but the truth is that the problem is more complex and implicating people at both lower and the middle social levels, including those who in normal times would be able to provide their own homes. More social housing alone isn't going to fix the mess we're in. I don't think social housing is the answer, guys. I keep saying this, and I keep like a broken record. Excellent private sector, middle class, well-paying jobs is the answer. Everybody gets a nice wage. The government comes in and taxes it, and people start buying homes, and they don't need low income housing. And this creates a nice stable economy. And then when you create that many jobs, obviously your exports are going to go up. Obviously your imports would go up. Obviously fabrication would go up. Obviously the economy is based off exports. A good, true, not housing. Housing is all Mickey Mouse. To understand what's going on, it's important to remember how current crisis came about. The financial crash here hit us exactly 10 years ago and now stopped all construction, both private and public. Property prices collapsed, builders went bust, construction workers immigrated, and private house building came to an abrupt halt. The collapse also ended social housing programs. The state was bankrupt, so it could no longer fund local councils to build social housing. For most of the last 10 years, no social housing was built. Those who can't stay with their parents, relatives, and friends end up being homeless. That's the scary part, guys. That's the scary part of this article. And are put into emergency accommodation paid for by the states while they wait for social housing to become available. Again, why can't people, or not why can't there be creation of jobs if there's so much manpower that's waiting? Why can't they create a good middle-class working, a good middle-class private working class? Not more government jobs, because that means nothing. Because they're just going to tax people more to pay these government employees. Private sector jobs. Up to 10,000 people now have declared themselves to be homeless. I read an article about that a few months ago in Ireland. It's so bad. There's tent cities popping all over Dublin. There's people sleeping rough everywhere. Adding to the pressure of the social housing lists, there are already very long. There are tens of thousands of these lists, wait time for years, even families with children. And the amount of children sleeping rough, I think it was 1,800 children sleeping rough, So this is very low. This is a novel, guys. But what's happening in Ireland is here's the 10 cities right here. Here you go. I read this article a while back for you guys. So, yeah, fair cost homes. For fair, you know what I'm saying? Last week, Minister of Housing, Eoghan Murphy, announced plans for the first cost of rental housing scheme, which is to be built in the in-core area of Dublin. It will involve construction of about 470 homes, 30 for social housing, with the remainder available on a coast rental basis for rent to low and middle-income workers earning about 50 large to 75,000 euros as a couple. It is expected that the rents will be up 25% below market rates. Long article, guys. So if you're living in Ireland, take a look at this, guys. I've been following what's been happening in Dublin, and it's been an absolute nightmare for most people. Imagine working, family, making 50,000 euros a year on average family, and you're homeless. A lot of the people, surprisingly, that are homeless they have jobs. You know what I'm saying? And it's happening too in California, where a lot of people, like I was talking to a guy that works at the Home Depot, and he lives in a tent. He's completely homeless. And he has a gym membership, so he goes, uses the gym, showers every day, you know, stays healthy. But he says after paying his gym membership, after paying his food, leaves very little for rent. So he's got to live in a tent, you know. And provided the climate allows you to live in rough like that, you know what I'm saying?